What's up, guys? It's Pick'em again, and I appreciate you stopping by my channel. This is the second video in my Spread Playbook series. If you're not already, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos going forward. With that being said, let's get into it. So today, we are going to be going over the base run play that I like to use in the Spread Playbook. It is in the normal Y-off formation, okay? A little tip for you guys to navigate through the Spread Playbook a little better. There are a lot of shotgun formations. As you can see here, there's 33 of them. The easiest way to navigate through it is for the formations that you like to run, memorize what number formation they are in the playbook. Okay, so for the normal Y-off, I know it's option 11 out of 33, so I can just get to it quickly, and it gives me more time at the line of scrimmage to make any adjustments I may need. The personnel of this formation, there are two options that we can go with, okay? The first one is just the base personnel package, which you're going to have your 3 receivers, your 1 tight end, your 1 running back. The second one that you can go with is you can actually get a running back in at the tight end position. So if you want to add a secondary running back to get some increased speed rating there at that position, you can do that. To do that, for those of you that do not know, it is really simple. You just go to your depth chart, you go to the fullback, you put the running back in there that you want to play tight end. Okay, so for this video, we put Justice Hill. Once you go back to your formation, if you cycle left or right on the right analog stick, it'll switch the packages there for you. When you get to the one that says fullback wing, that will put the running back that you subbed in, it'll put him at the tight end spot for you. Okay? For the sake of this video, since we are doing a running play today, we are going to leave a tight end there just to give us some better run blocking. The play we are going to go over today is the midline read option. Okay, we are going to be running it against some standard defenses. We're just going to run it against a base cover 2 for now, out of the big nickel over G. This does work against a lot of different formations. When you're not going to want to run it is if the opponent is blitzing. Okay, so if you're going against a guy who's blitzing you really heavy on every down, we'll have some videos in the future that'll help you counter those blitzes. Okay, so if you do have a guy who's sitting back in a cover 3, cover 2, cover 4, any of those base coverages, this works really well against those. Another thing that this play does a really good job of doing is taking an interior defensive lineman with the inside stuff ability completely out of the play. Okay, so for this video, I did go with the Green Bay Packers. They have Kenny Clark there with that star under him, right between my center and right guard. He does have the inside stuff ability. For those of you that don't know, that'll blow up a lot of plays in the backfield. Any inside run, it just gets him a really good animation of running through the blocker. It was bothering me a lot playing online and having that happen a lot to me, so I was like, I need to find a way to get him out of the play. Okay, so it is kind of ironic, and we'll go over it in a little bit of how we get him out of the play, but it does a really good job of doing just that. It is a read option, so you are going to have the read icon above the player that you need to pay attention to. Okay, most read options do have the read icon or the R icon on an outside player, so a defensive end, maybe an outside linebacker. For this one, it is different, so you may want to go through practice a little bit and just get used to reading this guy versus your standard read option that you may run. For those of you that don't know how to run a read option very effectively yet, or you never really have, I would recommend just going into practice mode for maybe 10 to 15 minutes and just practicing handing it off versus keeping it with your quarterback. It's a very simple process, but you do want to get used to it. So what I'm going to do, you can see that read icon is above the star player right there in the interior line. All right. So if we call hike, yeah, we got 15 to 20 yards there on our first play. All right. So I'll go to the replay, and I'll show you what I was looking at. So when we call hike, like I said earlier, it's really ironic how we get him out of the play. So the way we get that D tackle out of the play is we don't block him. I know it doesn't sound like that's a good way to get someone out of the play, but for this, it really works well. So as you can see, 97, when we say hike, No one blocks him. 66 completely ignores him. Okay? As you can see, he's running down towards my quarterback and running back. If that D tackle starts sprinting down and coming downhill, you're going to want to keep it with your quarterback. Okay? So we pull the ball out. We keep it with the quarterback. We get 15 to 20 yards. With your quarterback, if you do end up keeping it, I would always recommend sliding once you get to the end of the play and about to get hit. Quarterbacks fumble really easily in this game. So to save yourself from turning the ball over, I would definitely slide anytime you have the chance. So if we run it again. You can see we got a huge gain there. And you will get these, I would say, 1 out of every 5 plays. I break it for at least 15 to 20 yards. You won't always get this much yardage, but sometimes it'll be 5, 6, but you'll always get positive yardage very consistently if you make the correct read. Okay? So again, we see that D tackle. We completely let him go. He's running downhill, so we keep it with the quarterback. At this point, I mean, look at all that space we have to run. Okay? We get up here. Again, we don't want to take a hit, so we just get out of bounds with our quarterback. I will run it one more time here. And on this one, I'm going to have the defense play my quarterback just to show you what it looks like when we do hand the ball off. Okay? So we'll run it, and then we'll go into replay, and we'll go over why it works again and what we're seeing. So as you can see, another 15, 20 yards. So if we back out, all right, again, it's going to be the same guy to read. So that 97 there, we're going to call hike. You see how on this one he stands up? So he's not running downhill on this one. So what that tells us, as the offensive player, is we need to hand the ball off to the running back on this play. Okay? So, again, we hand it off. At this point, the D tackle realizes that we handed it off, but it's too late. He's already paused and he was looking at the quarterback too long to make a play on our ball carrier. We cut it upfield here. We have that block by the tight end. We actually got about 25 yards there. Let's run it 1 or 2 more times here. I'm going to run it 2 times and just have the computer play it how they will. I'm not going to tell them to play a specific way. And then I'll make the read, and then we'll go into replay, and we'll break it down. And one thing I do want to mention too, when you're running, do not hit the turbo button until you've picked your hole that you want to go to and you're through that hole. Okay? So, the reason I say that is if you sprint right when you get the ball with either your running back or start running with your quarterback, you're not going to get as good a blocking from your offensive line, tight ends, receivers. The defense sheds a lot easier when you sprint right away. Okay? It also makes it harder to cut up field and go to the hole you want to hit. Alright? So again, we see that D tackle break down, come downhill, so we keep it with our quarterback. The right guard there, 66, misses the block on the linebacker, but you can still see with the speed, we still were able to get 10 yards. Alright, and I will run it one more time with the defense going after the quarterback just to show you how much better it is to not sprint off the start. Okay, and I'll break that down real quick for you. So again, do not sprint when you're running the ball. That's with any run play, not just this one I'm going over today. Any running play on this game, you get much better blocking. It's much easier to change direction if you're not holding that sprint button. Okay? So on this one again, that D tackle, 97, he stands up, so we know we need to hand it off. Alright? So we hand it off. We're not hitting sprint, not hitting sprint, not hitting sprint, still not hitting sprint. See how easy it was for me to navigate back? If I'm holding sprint, I can't make this cut back. Alright? But the fact that I'm not holding sprint, it's really easy to cut it back into my blockers and get another 15-yard gain. Alright guys, that will be it for this video. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I will be back tomorrow with another video for you guys. See ya!